Okay, so this is where all your assignments are going to go. And I'll actually name this tab right now. I'll name it assignments. Um, so where basically what's going to happen is there'll be probably more than one person doing different assignments at a time. So I'll kind of go through each of these things to help you understand your assignment. So obviously the freelancer, I put my own name in there. This will be your name. Under niche, these are the kinds of companies that we're looking for. So in this instance, we're looking at vitamins, supplements, nutrition brands. The whole goal with these is we want to find companies who are as similar as possible to our past clientele. Now, one thing to note, if you don't necessarily understand, always ask me what you're looking for. Company size, number of employees in this case, not applicable. Location, we want these leads to be from North America and Europe. Now, rather than just job title, I've given you function and seniority. Reason that's important is because for this particular list, this example that we're going through, we're cool with, CEOs, people in operations, marketing, sales, e-commerce. I'll even put brand, right? So what that means is pairing this function with seniority. So first, we want to look at the C-suite. Do we have the CEO? Do we have the chief operations officer, chief marketing officer? If we don't have those, next would be, let's look at the VPs. Do we have the VP of operations, vice president of marketing? And you kind of go down this list in the order that it's set. And by the way, same with the function. So I've ranked them in this particular order. So of course, CEO is number one. The next best title would be the C-suite operations chief operating officer. Number of leads, this is pretty straightforward. This is how many people or how many leads we're expecting by this due date. Lead pools, for some of these, I'll provide you a website you can use. For some of these, I'll even give you a list. But in this case, actually what I would probably do, this is just an example, but for this, pause. So in this case, this would be the real link I give you. It's just a list of brands that you're going to use as your lead pool. And again, sometimes I'll just provide you this sheet. In this case, extra criteria. So if there are any additional criteria that we need to take into account other than, we'll get into some of this stuff later, but generally we want to know the company name, the URL, the title of the person, the name of the person, and the email of the person we'll be reaching out to. In this case, you can see this extra criteria. Are they on Amazon? Do they have 40 plus reviews? Are there 4+ stars? And if you see anything in this extra criteria column, you typically put a link to a video or a training document in this column, just to give you some clarity on what specifically that means. Due date, pretty straightforward. And then lastly, the status column. So we want to look at, so in this case, I'll put your name here. So in this case, I've hired you, we're getting started. I would switch this to assigned. When you begin working, switch it to working. When you are done with the assignment, click needs review. After I review it, if I'll either select revisions requested, which means you need to go back and I'll provide notes on those revisions, or I'll put done, meaning you've done everything and it is correct and it's good to go. So that's kind of how this assignments tab works. Again, before you watch this, make sure, if you haven't already, to go back and watch the videos before this one, how to use this document, the background information on cold email, and what is a lead.